Hi, I'm Mike Mason. This is the Immortal Combat Podcast. The Immortal Combat Podcast is the podcast arm of Viri Christi. Viri Christi is a Catholic lay apostolate devoted to help young men attain the full stature of Christ by growing strong in mind, body, and spirit. If you'd like to learn more about our work, you can check us out online at virichristi.com. All right, gentlemen, this is a preview of our upcoming unit that we're going to do called An Intro to Moral Theology. Okay. What I want to do over the next 6 months, I made this a 6-month unit. We're going to break it down into 6 monthly sections. Okay. In these 6 monthly sections, I'm going to give you guys a 30,000 foot view of moral theology. Okay. What I wanted to do at this preview is just kind of tell you kind of basically where we're going, what moral theology is and where we're going. So you kind of get an idea of where we're heading. And then we're just going to jump in each month. On our website, what you guys will find is that you find the podcast there if you want to listen to our website. I also have some meeting handouts and stuff like that with some of the quotes I use and some of the outlines. So if you guys want access to that when you're listening to this, that's fantastic. If you don't, no worries. But it's there if you guys would like it. Now, what we're going to do with this, we're going to study Catholic morality. Now, Catholic morality is a practical outworking of the dogmas of the faith. Okay. What do I mean by that? When you go to Mass and you say the Nicene Creed at the homily, right? I believe in God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth. Okay, you recite that. Those are dogmas. Dogmas are things that we believe about the faith. Moral theology is a practical application of those beliefs. So it's basically saying this. If we believe God exists, we believe he's triune, we believe Jesus Christ was born of a Virgin Mary and he was resurrected from the dead. If we believe these things, that has implications for our spiritual lives, okay, for our moral lives. Moral theology studies those implications, okay? So I don't want you guys to think that moral theology and like dogmas are like these two separate type things. They're wedded together because what we believe about the faith and how we should respond to it are like two sides of the same coin, okay? Also, we're going to talk about this more in the future, is our spiritual life is also an outflowing, outworking of the dogma and morals as well. Okay. So a lot of times in contemporary minds, you like split these subjects up. And a lot of times people lose the connectedness between them. Well, we're not going to do that. Okay. So when we're doing this little introduction here, I'm going to be appealing back to those other beliefs to help lay the groundwork. I want to start with an intro to moral theology because we're going to talk about some concepts here that we're then that's going to build a foundation for us to really start growing in wisdom. And then these are principles I'm going to keep coming back to. Okay. So we want to lay them out clearly and then we'll return to them later. As usual with the podcast, it's going to be very conversational style. Okay. I'll try to keep them relatively short, but it's going to help you guys get kind of a good little foundation on what the moral life's about. Okay. As I said before, we're going to cover it in 6 units. In unit 1, we're going to do an intro to moral theology, just real basic concepts. What is ethics? What's moral theology? What are our sources? Stuff like that. Then we're going to turn our attention to the question of what is man and what is man for? Okay. The reason why we're going to go that direction next is because moral theology is interested in perfecting the human person. Okay. Turning a human person into what he's supposed to be. In order to know what we're supposed to be, you have to have a clear understanding of what we are and where we're going. So we're going to look at what is a human being and where are we headed? Like what's the goal or meaning of life? Once we lay that groundwork, we're about halfway done. Okay, so that'll get us about 3 months in. Then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the 3 things we need to meditate upon in order to make good decisions to achieve our goal. Okay, so in unit 4, we're going to look at what is a moral choice, what's a moral act, and how do we make them, and preferably make good ones. Then what goes into a human act is that we need to be free. That's in our will. And we have to know what we're doing, and that's in our conscience. So in unit 5, we're going to talk about what is freedom, what's a proper understanding of freedom. That's a super cool unit I think you guys will really like. And then in unit 6, we're going to look at conscience, like how do I think well about the moral life and apply it to my own. So that's the plan of attack. By the end of the unit, I think you guys will learn a lot of cool stuff. I think you'll have a really kind of firm foundation to build your spiritual life on, and then we'll just keep going. So that's where we're heading. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, let's jump in. Hope you guys have a blessed day.